Good morning, and thank you for joining this year's first ever virtual Retiree Appreciation Day. Unfortunately, we're unable to invite you here in person to participate in our normal spectacular celebration, a day where we, the active duty community, have the honor of recognizing those who have come before us. West Point is committed to supporting our military veterans and their families. Whether you served in uniform as a soldier, sailor, airman, Coast Guardian, or Marine, or as a military family member, thank you for your service to our nation. You are part of our team, and we will never forget your service. In our communication with you through the annual newsletter, we have provided the following updates on services, hours of operations, and benefits changes. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, the expiration dates for all military ID cards for retirees, family members, and 100% disabled American veterans have been extended to 30 June 2021 by the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense. Later this summer, all ID card issuing facilities will begin issuing the new Uniform Services Identification Card, replacing the current version. The age for permanent ID cards for dependents will change from 75 to 65 years of age. Remember to make an appointment to get your ID card. I want to recognize the efforts of our volunteers who serve on the retiree councils, both here at West Point and in Connecticut. Thank you all for volunteering your time to help your fellow retirees by participating in these meetings, bringing important issues to the Army Chief of Staff Retiree Council, and representing your fellow retired service members. Lieutenant Colonel retired Joseph Lopez, a current council member, will provide you some insight into their operation in a video clip a little bit later. There are also links to informative videos from the New York State Division of Veteran Affairs, United Healthcare, Delta Dental, and U.S. Family Healthcare. If you haven't heard about the digital Garrison app, please go to the West Point Garrison homepage to download the app. On behalf of the U.S. Army Garrison, United States Military Academy, and our entire nation, thank you for your service. We look forward to seeing you in person soon. Stay safe, beat COVID, and remember, wearing is caring, so mask up.
It is an honor to be with you on this Retiree Appreciation Day. My name is Joel Evans. I served for 23 years in the United States Navy, retiring as a Chief Petty Officer. Today, I serve as the Executive Deputy Director for the New York State Division of Veterans Services. What is the New York State Division of Veterans Services? Veterans sometimes think that we are the VA, but we are quite different. Since 1945, we have served as New York's advocacy agency for veterans, service members, and their families. We are proud to deliver services to you at the most localized manner possible. With more than 50 field offices across the state, each office is staffed by at least one Veterans Benefits Advisor, who is a veteran that has been trained and accredited to represent veterans, service members, and their families in filing claims and appeals for benefits, free of charge. What veterans benefits do we work with? Everything. If you have a medical condition that was caused or worsened by your military service, we can represent you in a VA disability compensation claim. If you have a disability compensation rating, but you feel that your medical condition has worsened since you were last rated, we can pursue a claim for an increased rating on your behalf. If you are seeking to enroll in the VA's healthcare system, we can assist you with the process. If you plan to further your education at college or at a vocational school, we can represent you in pursuing a wide range of education benefits, depending on your eligibility. From the federal GI Bill to the Veterans Readiness and Employment Program to New York State's Veterans Tuition Award. Do you own a home in New York State? Is that home your primary residence? If you answered yes to both questions, you are likely eligible for a partial exemption on your property taxes, with even larger tax exemptions amounts available if you served in combat or if you have a VA disability compensation rating. Are you pursuing employment in the public sector? There are benefits here for veterans too, from extra credits on civil service exams to civil service exam fee waivers to a program that allows wartime era veterans with disabilities to bypass the civil service exam entirely for certain jobs. If you have a VA disability compensation rating of at least 40%, you are eligible to get the Lifetime Liberty Pass, providing free access to state parks across New York State. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. What's more, if you feel that a benefit has been wrongfully denied to you, we can represent you in appeals all the way up to the Board of Veterans' Appeals. Again, all of this is 100% free of charge to you and to your family members. We are here to support you, the veteran. Here's the most important thing that I will say to you today. Call us at 1-888-838-7697 or visit us online at www.veterans.ny.gov and set up an appointment with a Veterans Benefits Advisor near you. We can conduct the appointment in person, by phone, via internet, whatever you prefer. Call it a Veterans Benefits Checkup. Make certain that you are receiving the full array of benefits and services that you have earned. From all of us at the Division of Veterans Services to all of you, thank you for your service and welcome home to New York. We now look forward to serving you. If you are in one of our neighboring states, we will provide you the information of how to contact their Division of Veterans Services after this message. Thank you.
Welcome to the 47th Annual Retiree Appreciation Day, or as we've come to call it, the RAD, R-A-D. Normally, we would have the RAD here at West Point, and we generally get attendance of from 800 to 1,000 retirees. It's a very beneficial day, a lot of good information, and we have some fun. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Joe Lopez. I'm a retired soldier, and I'm a member of the West Point Retiree Council. And I'd like to take a few minutes to share with you what our council is about and how it works on behalf of the retirees, all of you out there. Most large military installations have a retiree council, just as we have here at West Point. Our council was established by the superintendent, and we work directly under the Garrison commander of West Point. What we focus on is being a communication link, a good communication link between the retired community and the active Army, so that we can provide some insight to key activities and key issues that come up in our retiree communities, and we have some. The number one issue over the last couple of years that is really important to us, all of us, is our health benefits. We look at those under the terms of a long-term contract, so we always want to know what's going on with them, what the status is, and that they're working for us. Another key area that we keep hearing from the retiree community is to have good communication with the active Army. Again, so we as retirees could understand the issues, understand what we're doing, and make it work for us. So that's really an important issue. And I would say, I'm going to put this up, many of you are probably familiar with this, but this is the ECHOS publication. It's the official Army publication for military retirees. And it's really good, it's very informative, and you should be receiving it now. If for some reason you are not, you need to get to the Defense Accounting Organization, DFAS, and make sure that your addresses are up to date there, and then you'll start receiving it. And again, it's published, I think it's 3 times per year. So take a look at that, because that's very helpful. Soldiers for Life. That's a program that we've had in place, and it continues to grow, and it's really an important program for retirees and the active Army. It's a way that we as soldiers can tell our stories going back to when we were in basic training. We all remember that, even though for me that was a long time ago. I still remember, in all the assignments and the experiences that we've had. And if we can share those as a community of retirees among our peers, local businesses, schools, students, friends, organizations, that really goes a long way to help support the Army. And let me give you a little background on that. I'm not exactly sure on this. The last time I looked, if you took the active Army and added it to the Army National Guard, along with the U.S. Army Reserves, that total population reflects probably or represents about 1.02 million people. Again, that's approximate. That's the last time I looked. Now, if you did the same thing with the retiree community, and you took the number of military retirees and you took their spouses, that number comes up to about 2.0, 1.20. So it's actually a bigger number than the active Army, the Reserves, and the National Guard, which says that we have a powerful voice. And if we communicate all these Army stories that we have from our experiences, that makes the whole Army stronger, and it's very powerful. So that's a great program, and I ask you to please participate. As a retired soldier, you're there. This next chart is a look at our geography for our consul here at West Point. We have the Northeast region. It consists of 4 states, New York, not all the state, but a very large portion, focusing on the Mid-Hudson Valley, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. In those states, we have approximately, probably over 90,000 military retirees from all branches of the service, Navy, Army, Air Force, etc. And that's a lot of folks, and we try to stay in gear with them and hear what their concerns are, so again, we can be that conduit of information up the chain of command. We also liaison and focus with some of the key military installations within this geography. Let me give you a couple examples. The Naval Station in Newport, Rhode Island, along with the submarine base in New London, Connecticut, and then all of the adjutant general offices within those states, because all of those areas, all of those key areas, those key facilities have people in place to work with retirees on their behalf and get an understanding of what the issues are. So it's up to us on the Retiree Consul at West Point to liaison with these folks so that we get a good, clear understanding of how the retirement community is acting out there and what some of your main items of concern are and what's working. This is a look at our consul. I mentioned that we work as liaison officers. We build relationships and promote the services of all of the agencies on West Point. Let me just give you some highlights. Keller Army Hospital, that is a state-of-the-art hospital. It's first class, and it's available to us. We are very close to Keller Army Community Hospital. We have a good relationship with their leadership, their doctors, their nurses, and they always send representatives to our consul meetings to understand what our concerns are. Under the TRICARE Plus program, we as retirees can get services for primary care at Keller Army Hospital. And again, I say they're first class. I've been a patient there for the last 7 years, and I am a very happy guy, both myself and my wife, to be able to have that facility to turn to for our primary care. So that's important. Family morale and welfare and recreation, big organization on post here, a lot of resources. I'll give you again a quick sampling. The West Point Club, right on the Hudson River. It's a beautiful facility. You can go in there and have lunch or dinner, and it's available to you. There's a golf course here at West Point that we can use as retirees, a ski area during the winter, and they have a very strong volunteer corps with retirees participating. So it's a wonderful place that you can get involved and be able to contribute to. The leisure travel services. And also let me say, from our consul, we have representatives that volunteer down at Stewart Air National Guard Base, and they're tuned in to Space A. Now, we'll tell you now, as you probably know, Space A is inactive right now because of our situation with the pandemic. But once we get back to a normal status, our guys, our council members will be there volunteering and have a very good understanding of Space Age travel, the schedules, and what's available. And for those of you that have used that service, it's pretty great. So that's good. And then we can't forget the commissary and the exchange. We have a relationship with the general manager of the commissary, along with the general manager of the exchange. They always send representatives to our council meetings. They're always looking for ways to help the customers that are military retirees. So that's a wonderful resource. It's a resource that I use all the time, and I think probably many of you do. And if you don't, I encourage you to give it a shot because it's very positive. We meet quarterly, our council. It's usually the first Saturday in March, June, September, and December. Sometimes it's in September. We might change the date a little bit because of West Point Army football games, but we do that. I invite all of you military retirees to come and visit our meeting, join the council. We'd love to have you. It's a multi-service. We have Air Force folks on our council. We have Army. We have Navy. And it's interesting because after every meeting that we have, I always hear somebody say, I learned something new today. The Garrison commander usually briefs us, and we have a good relationship to know what's going on in the Army. I want to bring your attention to the last note here, the Retirement Services Office, the RSO. That office is led by a wonderful woman, Gail Reynolds, Miss Gail Reynolds, and she's in charge there of providing information and help to retirees, i.e., about your benefits, about your pay, about ID cards, all of that. And as you can see on this chart, the telephone number is there along with the email address. Many of you are probably already familiar with Gail and the folks that provide services for us retirees. As I said, we have speakers at our meetings, and we always learn something. And with that, I'm going to close on my last comment here. Please remember, soldiers never stop caring, they never stop believing, they never stop serving. Once a soldier, always a soldier. We are soldiers for life.